Let's start the new year with a word from our sponsors. Welcome to the Scottsdale Vibes Podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Hagen. Welcome to 2023 Scottsdale. I am so excited it is here. It's going to be our season to shine. It's a little calm for the next couple weeks, but man, is this city about to take off. So before we become so engulfed with all the fun and greatness and all the visitors that are coming to town, let's take a quick word and hear from our sponsors and how they celebrated the holidays and some advice for coming up in 2023. Stay tuned. I'll be right back right after this short break. Are you like me and love a good fried chicken sandwich? Maybe a grilled chicken salad of some sort. How about those hot and fresh fries, all washed down with some fresh squeezed tea or a milkshake? Are you hungry yet? Then you need to go check out Bird Call, located at the corner of Scottsdale and Shea, for everything delicious, fresh, all natural, and locally sourced. Bird Call started with the mission to make natural food more accessible. Not only are they feeding us all natural food, but 1% of their sales goes to support local schools, charities, and organizations here in Scottsdale. You can see all the delicious details by visiting eatbirdcall.com or just driving to their location on Scottsdale and Shea. Oh, and did I mention they're open on Sundays? Unlike some other chicken places, you can get your chicken fix 7 days a week. Bird Call, your only choice when it comes to all natural and delicious chicken. My favorite day of the month when I get to talk to Sean Shackleton.
So nice.
But it's the truth that first of all, you and I have a problem when we get in the studio.
Right.
We always talk for like at least 30 or 40 minutes before. Luckily, it's nothing about real estate, so I can keep it clean.
Right.
When learn still from you.
Right.
The year is wrapping up. We're about to start a new year. I cannot believe it's 2023. So much has happened in the market, specifically in the Valley this past 6-8 months, I feel like, Sean. What are you seeing with the wrapping up of 2022, and what are you seeing with 2023 coming up?
So,
get your crystal ball out.
I'll get my crystal ball out. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's so crazy. So the big thing is interest rates.
Right.
It's
everyone's hot topic.
It's the big thing because it's really honestly that's what's playing the most with affordability. Everybody kind of wants to point to home prices, and they want to say, but if the home prices just come down, then everything's going to be affordable. Well, even if the home price comes down, but the interest rate stays at 6.5% to 7%, the house is not affordable.
Right.
Which, the good news is that our interest rates came down. We're closer to 6% now. I mean, we hit a big spike, and we've dropped significantly over the last month.
And they're saying hopefully more and more and more.
Yeah. I mean, the kind of the big real estate analyst, or I should say mortgage analyst that I listen to that is so smart. He's so smart. And he has kind of hit the nail on the head the last few times we've been in murky waters like this.
Yeah.
He really believes we could be 4.5%,
yes,
5%. I know people are going to kill me. They're going to be like, no way, you're crazy. This isn't going to happen. I don't know. Could it happen? It could.
Let's hope so.
It could also not happen.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know people are like, well, you're not telling me anything. Unfortunately, nobody knows where the interest rates are going.
I don't even think the Fed knows right now. Like, they really don't.
No.
What we do know is there are some changes coming to the rental market and short-term rentals specifically.
Yes.
These are huge changes, so tell me what we can expect and what these owners need to know.
So what you need to know if you own a short-term rental is you've got to go get your short-term rental license.
Okay.
And I think you have until January 8th.
That's right around the corner.
It is right around the corner. There's a fee for it. You've got to have a license. It's a way for them to track, some of these short-term rentals out there. Based on what city you're in, there's other regulations that you have to follow.
Okay.
Like one of the things is, and I believe this is in Scottsdale, is that if you own a short-term rental, it is your responsibility to tell your neighbors, this is a short-term rental. You are living near a short-term rental.
Fair.
Agreed. Totally. So that they know that this is short-term rental, and you have to provide them, the neighbors, with a phone number that someone can be reached 24/7.
Nice.
That if something's going on in that short-term rental, they have a phone number that they can call. the city of Scottsdale, the police department, they have their own task force now, and they have for a while for short-term rentals. So if the police are called, their short-term rental task force is the one that kind of comes out and handles that.
I don't know why that's funny to me.
I know.
That like we have to have this nowadays.
It's task force. Dun dun dun. But the big thing too is that for short-term rental owners to know is that if you get 3 violations, your license can be revoked, suspended, and you cannot have a short-term rental. You cannot practice. You cannot have this as a business anymore.
Ooh.
It's supposed to be for a year, and they say 3 violations, but they also say like if there's 1 major violations, like your license can be revoked.
And that's a huge deal because Scottsdale is Bachelorette, Bachelor Central.
What did we passed Nashville, right?
Yeah.
For the bachelorette parties.
We did,
which is so crazy to me.
I know.
I mean, I've not been to Nashville. I hear phenomenal things about it.
It's a great city. I love Nashville.
Yeah.
But it is funny that from Nashville to Scottsdale, I don't know, they're still both country and west, like one's country, one's western, similarities in that aspect. Very different looks and feels to each city. I've spent lots of times in Nashville being from the South myself. But it is funny. I mean, downtown Nashville is very honky-tonk, and that's what they call it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's honky-tonk road. You're not getting honky-tonk out in Scottsdale.
Maybe that's why they're coming. Not everybody wants to honky-tonk. I don't know.
But it is. Yeah, we are up there. And we have everything else. I mean, our season is about to kick off
crazy.
now. We have, obviously, the Super Bowl and Waste Management Open are the 2 biggest. We also have Barrett-Jackson, the Arabian Horse Show. And this is just when everyone comes in because our weather is the most beautiful weather time of year.
Yeah.
That short-term rental is going to hurt everyone if they don't have that license right now.
It is. And the thing, too, is that because our market has shifted, right? Because our real estate market has shifted, because the economy has shifted, everything's kind of in flux and very kind of unknown right now. People don't know, is it going up? Is it going down?
Right.
Like, what do I do? Tourism is going to get hurt this year. However, our market, I foresee January, most of February, still being okay.
Okay.
Those short-term rental owners that don't have full occupancy by like mid-February, beginning of March, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of those coming on the market for sale. They're either going to put them into the long-term rental market or they're going to put them into sale. The big thing to know, too, is on taxes. So if you own a short-term rental right now in Scottsdale, it's like 14.2% tax rate that you're paying. Yeah. Because, I mean, you have to think about it, right? The hotels, they're paying bed tax. They're paying all these other things. And these short-term rentals are coming in and kind of taking some of that away from the hotels.
Fair.
And
that's how Scottsdale makes their money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we are a big tourist town.
Yeah,
we are.
That's where we make most of our money is from that. So I don't have a problem with that.
So, but I mean, so they take their short-term rental, paying 14.2% in taxes, and they turn it into a long-term rental. They can get not as much rent, but they're paying a lot less in taxes as well. And if they've owned the house for a little while, then they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, let's talk about some of that because we've talked in the past couple months. You've brought this up. Check out Sean Shackleton's YouTube page. She does so many in-depth conversations about this. And one of the things you've been talking about lately is these short-term home buying companies flooding our market because they have to get rid of the excess houses that they swooped up when our market was crazy a year and a half ago. What is that doing to our market right now?
Well, it's hurt our market. So all the people, the open doors, the offer pads, the Zillows and Redfin, they all came in and they bought homes, and now they can't sell them. Open Door is the biggest contributor right now. They just bought more homes. It's not that they're worse than the rest of them. They just bought more homes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Zillow got out last in 2021. I say last year, and you hear this, you're gonna think, wait, what? So yeah, Zillow got out in November of 2021, and Zillow and Open Door were basically fighting against one another. For lack of a better term, they wanted to see who could buy the most houses, and both of them lost. Zillow lost a lot of money. They lost, I think, $1 billion, and Open Door this year, in their first dip in the beginning of the year, in their first dip where they owned more homes than they were selling, they lost about $600 million, and then in the second part of the year, where their gap was even wider, they lost about $1 billion.
Wow!
So a lot of people think that Open Door is going to become closed door. I don't foresee them going away. They're trying to transform their model. Spencer Radcliffe, who is their CEO and one of the co-founders of Open Door, he's moved out of that position and moved into another position. They're trying to start this other thing for the public.
Okay.
The reality is, and I mean, there's another guy out of University of Colorado Boulder, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he studies these companies, and he's like, the reality is that selling your property to one of these companies does take some of the headache out for people, but they have to understand they're leaving money on the table.
Right.
For that convenience.
Yeah.
Right? The other piece that these companies are trying to do, it's just not, they think it's quote unquote making it more simple.
Yeah.
It's not.
What does that mean, like here in Scottsdale in the Valley, do we have like an influx of houses right now? I mean, it's a buyer's market, yet our interest rates are so high, so that it's not really selling as quickly?
All of the iBuyers, so there's iBuyers and institutional buyers. So the iBuyers are the Open Doors, the Zillows, the Redfins, all of that. The institutional buyers are the big players, the Wall Street. People get those confused. They think that we're talking about the same thing. So those iBuyers right now, they flooded our market already with homes, and they are literally taking price cut after price. It's about every 2 weeks, price cut after price cut after price cut.
And they're double-digit price cuts.
I went through on one of my videos, and $100,000.
Oh.
$100,000, $150,000. Like they're significant price cuts. Yeah,
wow,
significant price cuts. Now, and that again, that's the price cut off of what they paid. That doesn't include commission,
right,
carrying costs, all of the other things, the utilities that they had to pay, the insurance they had to have. That doesn't include all that, on all the losses that they're seeing. So I keep saying to buyers, I'm like, look, if you're looking for a deal, that's where you look.
Okay.
You look to the owners that or the Open Doors right now that own houses that have homes on the market. Now, understand you're not getting something that's pretty spanking new.
Right.
You're not getting that remodeled house. You're not getting
it's not. Work.
And that's why the sellers sell to those to those buyers.
I mean, they advertise that on the commercials. They're like, sell as is, and the houses that they show are like no windows, trash.
Right. And then the Open Doors and the iBuyers and all that, they all say we go in and we fix all the things. They don't. They don't.
Clean it.
If you're lucky.
Oh, okay.
I've walked into some houses and I'm like, I don't feel like this has even been clean.
Yeah. Another thing I've learned, don't trust the pictures that you see.
Absolutely
because
not.
They're typically really dated.
Yeah.
And that's why they're not selling, because there's some houses I know in my neighborhood I keep looking at, and I look at them, I'm like, this is outdated. I can only imagine what the real house looks like inside right now.
Yeah.
And the only way to get in is with an amazing realtor, of course.
I mean, the thing is that, I mean, if you're ready to like go try to really negotiate, like that's where I would go. I tell all my buyers, I'm like, if you really want to negotiate for a house and understand you're going to have to do some work to this house after you get it, then that's where we go.
Okay.
And it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
But if you can stomach it, I can.
Okay.
And like, let's try to go get you a deal. But you got to understand what the house is going to be when you get it. And they're not in all price points.
Yeah.
They're not. They buy in the lower end, but they did get up into like the 800s.
They did. I know, because I've been looking, and some of the houses were like, this is not worth it.
Mm-mm.
And then, like you just mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, the interest rates are high, that they're still adding more to that. So that house is just
right.
Yeah.
And they have to make adjustments for that, and they cannot hold on to this. I have a video that's coming that it's basically these institutional buyers, right, are going to the iBuyers and new construction, and they're saying for a deep discount, we will take these homes off of your hands. The problem is, and this is where kind of the rub comes for me, is that they're taking these homes out of the inventory for the primary buyer, the primary owner, to buy these, and they're turning them into rentals.
Ugh.
So it makes it harder for first-time home buyers to find a home to buy.
Yeah.
And I don't love that.
I don't either.
I am very much for home ownership.
Yeah.
I believe in it. I think it's a good thing to strive for. I do believe that there's times that, I mean, the first house my husband and I owned, was it the ideal home? No. But it got us in, and we were able to build equity from there. So you have to kind of look at it that way sometimes.
Yeah.
When I see some people go, well, this is what I can afford, but I want this. It's like, okay, great. So make that a goal.
Yeah.
This is what you can afford. Do this. I promise you, you're going to be okay. And it's a long-term hold right now. Yeah. You just have to know you're not holding a house for 2 years.
Yeah.
And making a ton of money.
Right.
We have already zeroed out and gone negative on our home price appreciation for the year. So anybody that bought in the beginning of 2022 has no appreciation.
Okay.
And that's a super hard thing to stomach.
It is.
For buyer. I know. But think about it. If you bought in early 2022 and your plan is to not go anywhere,
Then you'll be
for
okay.
5 to 7 years. You're going to be fine. I
Yeah.
just listened to Lawrence Yun the other day, who's the CEO, CFO of National Association of Realtors. And he is already predicting in 2025 to see like a 5% positive home price appreciation again.
Okay.
So, and
Just hold it.
again,
I mean, that's what home buying is. It's a long-term investment.
it's a long-term investment. It is. And until our last housing crash back in 2006 to 2010-ish, people didn't think our home prices could go down. People thought, well, it's always going to go up, even if it goes up 1% to 2% a year. And then it crashed. People are not foreseeing that. People want to argue about that, and they go, oh no, we're going to crash by 20%. Could our prices come down by 20%? They could, but that doesn't mean it crashed. It's not taking us back to pre-pandemic pricing.
Yeah, that's
that 20%.
True.
It's not.
See, that's just it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
It's all perspective.
I feel like you just like looked me in my soul as we had that conversation. Like, get it together, Alicia. You're committed to staying there.
It's hard. And I tell buyers that all the time when they're looking at it. They're like, okay, I think I want to do this. I'm like, okay.
The last long-term commitment I made was to my husband 9 years ago.
And that's going okay, right?
That's going great.
Right.
So like I have to like put that in perspective.
It's all right.
I'm such like a now kind of person and looking, short-term ahead of me for goals. But yes, it is something that we need to get on.
It's one of the basic like hierarchies of, what is that? The Maslow's hierarchy of something, right? Shelter.
Shelter, yes.
Right. It's important.
It is. And it's so important that we use you, Sean Shackleton. Seriously, go check out her YouTube channel, Sean Shackleton. It has so much information on there, and they're really enjoyable to watch, actually.
Thank you. I like doing it.
They're fun. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. With over 20 years of experience in real estate, Sean Shackleton and the Shackleton Group is ready for you. Sean is a well-respected, full-time agent that is always at the forefront of both market trends and market technology. Most importantly, she is a realtor who will listen and always put your needs first. It's no wonder Sean is named as one of America's top 100 real estate agents. So whether you're buying or selling or need a good neighbor, call Sean of the Shackleton Group at 480-734-7277 or find them on the web at theshackletongroup.com. It is the new year and new savings with Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy, happy New Year to you. I'm so excited.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. I know it's crazy that we're already in 2023. I feel like we say this every year, like, where did last year go? It happened so fast. But I want to hear from you. How were the holidays for you and your family? Did you do anything fun? What was special about it?
Well, it definitely has gone fast. I swear I feel like I blink in these years as we get older.
It's funny how like our kids get older, but I still keep staying the same old, ripe, young age, I feel like.
Well, we did have a huge office holiday party this year, and it took me a long time to recover. And then I felt old because we've got a lot of, millennials that work for us. They were game on. So
I've been there. I know exactly how you feel. You're like, I can keep up with you. And you're like, no, I can tonight, but I can't for the next 4 days after.
Seriously. Yeah. No, I'm glad it's the new year. I'm glad the holidays are over. I am definitely looking forward to throwing away all the sweets and all the. Do you clean up the Christmas decorations like January 2nd, or are you more let it linger a little bit?
I'm definitely like, I'm done. We typically go out of town the week after Christmas to be with my husband's family. So that's like our travel week. So we come back and I like to start the kids back in school, the house out of the holiday season, and like, let's just start the new year fresh is my feeling.
No, I agree with you. I'm one where I'd rather put it up early and take it down on the 20th.
Yeah. That's exactly it. We're like, we usually decorate Thanksgiving weekend. Like we'll have Thanksgiving on Thursday. My son is very adamant about no holidays, like one holiday at a time. So like we can't do anything until after Thanksgiving. We won't even look at Christmas lights, nothing. Like it's so funny. So at the weekend of Thanksgiving, we'll decorate for the holidays and then keep it up until when we get back in town. Yeah. So by January 1st, 100% January 2nd, it is no more holiday season in our house.
And school year's starting up, which is a big time of year.
Yeah.
And we've got the little thing going on in Scottsdale called Barrett Jackson and the
Is that what's happening? Do you know that Westworld started getting everything ready before Christmas this year, which I thought was
I
earlier than normal?
it was because I take that back road to go to Notre Dame, and I
Yeah.
noticed I can no longer take that. So
Yes. Yes.
I did notice that. And then, with Phoenix Open and Super Bowl, and there's just a lot of fun, good stuff going on in January and February.
I'm so
And
excited.
I am too. I'm excited actually for March and April too when all this is over.
It's really funny because we really do only have like these 3 weeks of January, the first 3 weeks, and then not until really after, at least for people like you and I, after spring break and March is like really when things will calm down again. It's just 2
Exactly.
months of like going fun stuff. Am really excited about Scottsdale, like really just being the spotlight city in the country for the next couple of months. It's going to be so good for us. So many fun people to come in and see. What are you most excited about for this new year, Jeremy?
Gosh, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. I think it'll be interesting to see what happens after the Super Bowl. We've
Yeah.
got the Suns who should be finalizing their selling.
Yep.
We've got a lot of good stuff with Arizona sports. Arizona in particular, it'll be, we're moving past the election. So I'm hoping we have a good year.
I agree. I agree. Were you a good boy last year, Jeremy? Did Santa come visit you?
I'm always a good boy, but yeah, when you're our age, Alicia, you definitely export more than you import. In other
100%.
words, Christmas is very costly, so I'm glad we're through it.
But you know what? I'm like you, Jeremy. I don't mind. My kids were laughing. They're like, "There's nothing underneath the tree for you yet." And I was like, you know what? I get everything I need by myself, and it really is. I really do like emphasize 'tis the season to be giving because that really is what fills my heart. Is like seeing the happiness on other people that I can give them, whether it's this podcast or helping someone with a lunch or giving gifts when they were donating at the school and stuff like that. Like that for me is the most fulfilling time of year and really just fills everything I need. I feel like fills my bucket whole.
Well, and then also, let's be honest, Alicia, I don't see you as someone, if you need a pair of shoes, you're not going, oh, I'll wait till December when it's June.
All right, you got me. I may have been the person too that was like every time I was shopping for someone else, it's like, oh, I could use this. Yeah, I'm gonna get this for myself.
Right.
That is
I'm the
very
worst.
true.
I am the absolute worst at that. So nope, I totally agree with you. And so it's really about the kids, right?
It
Like
is.
the kids make Christmas.
I love it. I love it. Anything changes that we can expect for this year, for insurance purposes? I know it's about to get busy. How does this happen with rentals and stuff like that? We had Sean Shackleton on earlier talking about like the rentals and stuff. Talk to me a little bit, Jeremy, if there's any difference insurance wise with how this is affecting life, especially with everyone coming to like rent their house out and make a nice weekend out of it.
Yeah, so I would just go cautiously. A lot of people have big dollars in mind, and we've seen this play out before in Arizona, where that number that you have in mind may not actually come to fruition.
Yeah.
If you do end up renting your house out, I would do background checks on your tenants, and I would make sure you have the necessary endorsements on your home policy that allows you to rent that out. So just a quick call to your insurance agent to make sure, or your insurance company to make sure you have that is important. And then more importantly, like be smart about it. We do. There's some damage that is not covered on any policy.
That's good
So
to know.
you do want to make sure, like. I just remember last Super Bowl, everyone had these great ideas of renting their house out for X amount of dollars, and unless it's really a gem, it is tough to get that top dollar.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I don't need a bunch of guys sleeping in my house. I just don't.
I'm with you. And not only that, but like I kind of want to enjoy the festivities, so I would need to be in my house to enjoy everything that's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I get it if you've got a corporate person that's going to rent out your house, and that's
Yeah.
one thing. But I just avoid the boys' golf trips out.
You're like, I've been on the other end of one of those. I'm not putting my house in that situation.
There's no way.
I'm with you totally. Well, Happy New Year, Jeremy. Thank you for
New Year.
always.
Happy New Year to all the listeners, and so excited, and thank you for everyone's support.
I love it. I love it. Well, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to have more celebrations with our sponsors. We've heard commercials for those other insurance agents, but when it comes to someone who knows Scottsdale and the insurance business, there's only one person you can trust with your stuff, and that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy and his team of agents have been helping Scottsdale for over 20 years. From big purchases to rentals, there is nothing Jeremy can't cover at the best rate with the best service. Don't believe me? Then give him a call yourself at 480-515-5523 or find him on the web at jeremymueller.com. I am in Dr. Rob DeVito's office at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. We're recording here. It's the last week of 2022. You were super busy, is why I came to visit you. Everyone getting in their last minute dental work and cleanings and stuff, so good for them. Dr. Rob, I just want to talk to you really quick. I feel like this is like a repetitive saying we say every year. Oh my gosh, where did this year go? And I can't believe it's like 2023 now. Tell me what you learned so much about 2022 and what are you looking forward to for this next year?
Well, thanks for having me on again. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. This year went by so fast.
It does.
And I think it went by faster this year because we were actually out and doing stuff.
That's true.
We weren't,
That's true.
Sitting inside alone, not able to go out, all masked up because we couldn't.
Right.
We had stuff to do, and we wanted to
Finally.
do those things finally. So I think that's part of the reason that things kind of flew by, and Christmas flew by faster than anything as well. That's unbelievable. Here we are up at New Year's
It's crazy.
time.
I'm sure that Santa had a good visit at the house with your kids.
It was lovely, yes.
Good, good.
Almost everything they asked for. Man, some of those things that they asked
Yeah.
Santa for, I would think the elves would have a pretty hard time trying to get those.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't understand. My kids were really good. They asked for, my youngest wanted a reading lamp in her room.
Ooh.
Love that. Obviously, the obvious for us is like Legos, Nerf guns.
Same with mine.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
like we don't have
absolutely.
enough, but he asked Santa for more. So Santa obviously obliged. And
I just have to say this out loud. There's an actual we bought as a gift. It collects the Nerf darts that are on the ground for you. It's like a little
wait,
roller.
what is this? I need the link, please.
I'll send it to
It's
you.
like what, like you
Absolutely.
see like a tennis balls and they clean them up the tennis balls, but it's for
like
Nerf
that,
guns.
but it's for the Nerf guns. Yeah. Oh, well, it's choice. 100%.
I mean, how many
Yeah.
times have you found them like in your vacuum or like in my toothpaste drawer? It's like, how did this even
in
get
the
in
oddest spots.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And they're indoors, not outdoors.
Yes.
Indoors. Yeah.
here? Great indoor game, Nerf. Thanks for that. It is like I've had to bribe them, be like, I'll give you 5 cents for every one you pick up, and because there's so many, you can earn a lot of money
That's
doing
right.
this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, same. And then you step on the Lego pieces. It's like a lose-lose right now in our house.
They hurt.
They do hurt.
They hurt.
I've learned that the hard way.
Yes.
So that's 2022 wrapping up. 2023 is going to be a great year. Scottsdale
Yeah.
is really going to be the place to be seen.
First quarter is going to be nuts.
It's crazy. This is what Jeremy and I were talking about as well. What are you excited about for 2023?
Events. I mean, to say the least. I mean,
Yeah.
Super Bowl's coming to town. Can we say Super Bowl, by the way?
Yeah.
Anyway, Super Bowl's coming to town.
Wait, am I going to get charged for that now?
Well, I don't know, right? Yeah. I mean, the big game is
The
coming
big
to town.
game.
Yeah. Phoenix Open. All the concerts that are happening.
I know.
I love concerts. I love music. I love live music. So
Do you have a big one planned for this year yet?
Well, believe it or not, because of the Super Bowl, we have those 3 days down at actually the Footprint Center where they have Paramore, they have Dave Matthews, and they have Imagine
Yep.
Dragons. So I will be going to 2 out of the 3 of those.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. We talk about all the events coming up. Barrett Jackson, the Arabian Horse Show.
Oh, yeah.
Barrett Jackson was setting up before the holidays even hit over at Westworld. So
It's going to be even bigger.
that's what I was
this
about
year.
to say. That's
Even
crazy.
bigger, yeah.
The fact that they're setting up. So I'm really excited. What does that mean for you? New benefits coming in. We should be paying attention to those because we all had to register for the benefits last fall.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, to tell you the truth, we didn't have enough space to get the patients in this year for the end of 2022.
Yeah.
So we had to obviously go into 2023. If there is a spot available, I have a list of 7-8 people that want to take that spot for this last week.
Wow.
So unfortunately, I don't believe we'll be able to get them in,
Yeah.
but coming, beginning of January, we need to make sure that we're conscious of our health, of our dental health, and just our overall health. So being active, we were one of the greatest places in America
know.
right now. I mean, 70 degrees.
We can't beat
You
it.
know,
I know.
that winter storm that they had back east last week. I mean, they were stuck everywhere. They want to be where we are.
That's true.
So getting out, being able to do things, and going to your appointments. I mean, now's
It's
the time to
easy.
take care of it.
No excuses. And you speaking of that winter vortex that went through, my in-laws family lives in Colorado, and they sent me a screenshot screenshot one morning of their outdoor temperature, and it was like, feels like negative 25.
Ouch.
So I took a 7-day forecast picture and sent it back. It was like, highs at 71, 73, lows at 68.
Sunny. Yeah, that's right.
See you on the flip side. Don't miss that.
That's why we love Scottsdale.
I couldn't say it better. That is why we love Scottsdale, and we love you too, Dr. Rob DeVito of Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Come and get your teeth clean, get them checked out. It is a huge part of your whole health right there, and it starts with your mouth. And we all love to smile here and be seen outside.
Yeah,
so
smile
why
big
not?
for the new year. Yeah.
I love it. Happy New Year to you,
Thank
and
you.
we will check in with you soon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Ciao.
We all want that perfect smile. So who better to call for all your dental needs than Dr. Rob DeVito at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Dr. DeVito and his staff offer the best dental experience. Whether it's time for your routine cleaning, one-of-a-kind laser dental treatment, or teeth whitening, their same-day service saves you time and money. And as a mom of 2 little ones, trust me, this is exactly what I need. Give Dr. DeVito a call at 480-990-1905. You can also find him on the web at drdevito.com. Coming up in the calendar of events this week is the Desert Walk with McDowell Sonoran Conservancy at Taliesin West, happening Saturday, June 7th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Tickets are $25. You can take a short walk to see how the desert landscape shaped Wright and his apprentices' work and how nature has changed over time. Don't forget about the Farmers Market, still happening in Old Town every Saturday morning starting at 8 a.m. A great way to support local, eat healthy and delicious. For all you dinosaur-loving fans and friends out there, go visit the dinosaur exhibit in the desert at Phoenix Zoo. It's fun. There's interactive exhibits. There's some photo opportunities. There's a fossil dig. Lots of great family fun to be had. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for full video episodes of the podcast, as well as featured all of our Small Business Saturday episodes, a great way to support local and those we love in Scottsdale. Be sure to like the podcast, rate it, and so others can share in on our Scottsdale vibe. Keep vibing, Scottsdale, and I'll see you around town.